I'm here to talk about my professional growth project, and it's made by me, Angel Lara. So the group that I got into was Women in Compilers and Tools Meetup Series, which is basically just an organization that focuses on putting more diversity in the computer science and engineering field. And here I have a little screenshot of what the group looks like. And basically right here, it's basically just a bunch of virtual free events where either a woman is trans, binary, non-binary, or cis. And it's just a place where, like I said, they try to diversify the computer science and engineering field where they're gonna add less men and hopefully more women. Um, so a little bit about the meeting that I joined is the title of it was Inside Review into a 30-year-long career into compilers with Hugh Mai Chang, and it was online through Zoom. Unfortunately, it was not in person, and it was on January 26th of 2023, and the time was at 6 to 7, so it's kind of late. So the name of the presenter, like I mentioned earlier, is Umai Chang, and she basically had a lot of accomplishments. So I actually took a screenshot of her career right here, where she worked at HP for 15 years, Sun Microsystems for 6 years, Apple for 2 years, and NVIDIA for 14 years. And she felt like NVIDIA was probably her favorite place to work at. HP, she told us that she actually, after she graduated, she got directly into HP, which is kind of cool, hearing that, not a lot of people get a job instantly after getting out of college. So that's props to her. So what was said during that presentation, she basically gave us a rundown of different cultures of different companies, how different workspaces have different people, and all those people work different. And she went to different details of how different the people worked at each company. So like I said, basically going into the aspects of the work structure. And she also gave us many tips to take in when we're working in big tech companies. Here in the bottom right, you can see the company culture. So HP and Microsystems are more friendlier, they're more nicer, more slower paced, and they do tend to switch projects more easily. While Apple is more aggressive, goal-oriented, and milestone-driven, so they try to solve a certain problem as fast as they can. And then NVIDIA is fast-paced and innovative and efficient execution, so they are very efficient when it comes to coming up with new products. And then her advice for computer scientists and engineers is to keep connections with coworkers and friends, be a differentiator, being proactive and patient. She especially emphasized on the patience because she says that she feels like people are just now trying to rush through things nowadays. And her last and most probably thing that stuck with me was hard work will pay off someday. So I know everybody says that, but just hearing, someone that's been working in the field for 30 years definitely helps me feel more welcome. So we're given a task that the presenter question. So what I asked is there a skill you saw back then that you see more people lack nowadays? And she responded with patience. It is the most important thing when learning. Try building your own compiler, then you can master any other compiler. She did mention that specifically. You can't learn a compiler overnight. People nowadays only want the answer right away. Repetition is how you learn or master any skill or anything in life. So what I learned from her is keep trying. Doesn't matter how many times I fail, as long as I get it at the end of the day, that's all that matters. My overall feelings of the meetings were actually quite positive. I feel like I was inspired seeing a more human approach to the computer science field. I'm always hearing all these people making tons of money and all this like fantasy sort of stuff, but hearing her personal like stories about how hard it was and how it's not an easy field to be in, I feel like that really humanized the field for me. There was so much knowledge shared, and I feel like even though I'm not a woman, I definitely felt like I felt a part of the included community because I am from a Latin community where there's hardly any Latin representation in the computer science or engineering field. That's definitely fun. I would definitely like to meet her again. She did give me her email, so if I have any more questions about NVIDIA or computer science in general, could definitely reach out to her. Another thing we were handed off with was going to an IEE meeting. The IEE meeting I went to was actually the very first one, and here I have a screenshot about it. But basically, to sum up that meeting was that they were just trying to find new people to hire for elections. It's basically more of an introduction, talking about what IEE stands for and what mission they're on. They showed us some events that they host, like Micro Mouse, where robotic mouse, is given going through a maze, and their objective is to try to go through the maze as fast as they can by using artificial intelligence learning. And also some social networks we could join through their IEE membership. So they have big connections in the big tech companies, and a survey asking for new applicants to join. I unfortunately did not fill it out because I do not currently interested in joining IEE since I do lack some skills. But yeah, I feel like it was pretty interesting. So we were also given a task to find a Stack Overflow form that reminded us of something that we did. So for me, it was searching for string in the array. So I remember I worked on a C++ project where we had to search through an array of books, and within that array of books, we had to figure out if the title, author, date, and genre was either what the user inputted or not there. So it was kind of fun, and then seeing this, they use a sort of similar process that I use was kind of interesting. And then, of course, the last thing that I want to talk about is the GitHub account. We were asked to figure out what GitHub was, and I explored it for a little bit. And I told basically how I saw it. Basically, a place where people come share their projects, sort of show off their skills, and just kind of a friendly place for new or old users. And also, I feel like this is going to be something that I'm going to use in the future when I'm working on big projects. And yeah, this is where we're going to turn in, I believe, our ethics company project. So yeah, well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.